Got absolute loads of news to get to basically every single day in fantasy football. Things are changing. Of course, the big thing right now is that Kenyon Sadiq suffered a setback from his hernia repair. He has missed a couple training camp practices for undisclosed reasons. Now we know the reason, which is that his recovery from surgery has not gone as expected. Sounds like he is going to be able to play week one, but the way that I would feel about a rookie tight end who is questionable for week one as it stands on August 4th right now. And I did like drafting Kenyon Sadiq, but I'm going to be moving Kenyon Sadiq down in my rankings right now. As we hop into a BBM, we are going to begin by taking Jonathan Taylor at 9. A little bit of a weird start here with St. Brown going ahead of JSN, Genty going at 5. What can you do, folks? I do feel for the Sadiq bros. I am a big I thought Sadiq was one of the better cost adjusted bets on the board, frankly. Like tight end 21 for a first round tight end felt pretty good. I'm probably a little bit higher than the market on Geno Smith's ability. We talked about some of the offensive line stuff with Scott Barrett yesterday, and it's true. Turns out the injury that people didn't know about was somehow priced in. I mean, frankly, still getting to the end of these drafts, I'm looking at the very end of tight end. I'm looking at guys like Parkinson, Stowers, Gesicki. I think Sadiq is still quite clickable there, but I am going to be moving Sadiq down in my rankings as we do this Best Ball Mania draft. I'm going to very easily click Kenneth Walker here, giving us a nice Jonathan Taylor Ken Walker start in Best Ball Mania. Adam Schefter reported that the Ravens have signed Zay Flowers to a 4-year, $140 million contract extension. I don't think that really means anything for us other than that the Ravens are certainly higher on Zay Flowers than fantasy managers have been. 5 years, $140 million is Puka Nacua, Ja'Marr Chase, St. Brown, JSN money. That is real legit wide receiver 1 money. That would be more money and a greater proportion of the cap than the team ever gave Hollywood Brown. For example, both Davante Smith and Mekhi Lemon did not practice on Tuesday. Both of them have hamstring injuries. Now, this is pretty relevant to me for one Mr. Eli Stowers. If you're looking at a way for Stowers to get on the field, it would be significant training camp absences for particularly Mekhi Lemon, because those are going to be guys who are running similar styles of routes. They're going to be targeted at a similar average depth of target. It's going to be near the line of scrimmage, over the middle of the field. And assuming that Stowers is able to jump over Johnny Munt in the tight end hierarchy for the Philadelphia Eagles, I actually think this is a little bit of good news for Stowers. I'm not doing any big adjustment to Davante Smith. And frankly, I'm not doing much of a big adjustment in my thinking or in my rankings for Mekhi Lemon, because the guys who go after Mekhi Lemon, Quentin Johnston, DK Metcalf, Alec Pierce, are to me basically like the least clickable wide receivers in the NFL for best ball and for fantasy football. So I'm just not really that interested in drafting those guys. So I'm not going to do much with Lemon. The Athletics' Chad Graff believes Kayshon Boutte has been the star of Patriots training camp. Boutte, according to Patriots beat writers and coaches, has functioned as Drake May's favorite target, especially downfield. Now, do you guys believe this? I tend to not really believe this. I'll tell you how I am adjusting for this. Oh man, I almost got McBride there. Let's do a small slight dipperino on Chris Olave here. What I am doing with the Boutte news is I am not using it to draft Patriots Boutte stuff. I'm not moving Romeo Doubs down. I'm not moving Hunter Henry down. I'm not moving AJ Brown down. I'm not doing any of those things. However, I do think all of this bullish reporting does make it more likely that Kayshon Boutte gets traded, or if Kayshon Boutte does not trade, if he just stays on the Patriots, then he is going to end up being a starting wide receiver. It's not going to be Kyle Williams. I also don't think it's going to be Demario Douglas, but I tend to agree with Daniel here that it does feel like so many teams are so desperate for wide receiver help. Like if I was a Las Vegas Raider and these reports were true, why would I just not trade a 3rd round pick for Kayshon Boutte? I'm my outside wide receivers, as we take ETN here, we're going to double up on New Orleans Saints. I actually quite like this start. If you were the Raiders and you're starting Jalen Nailor, Trey Tucker, Jack Besh, and Dante Thornton, why would I not do that? Why would I not trade a conditional third round pick? Like, you could make it. I believe the NFL allows you to make conditional trades based on the amount of production. I was about based on the amount of production, not obviously not a straight up third round pick, but you do it based on the conditional amount of production. So if Kayshon Boutte gets 50 catches, then it becomes a third. There was a conditional pick back in the day. This happened with Carson Wentz. That was one. I mean, there actually been a fair amount of conditional trades in NFL history, probably more than we would remember off the top of our heads. By the way, the Swolecast is back today with a draft challenge. It's so back. And then we have big news. The very first Gilcast draft of the season is taking place today. So if you guys want to draft with me, you guys want to draft with Sammy, you guys want to draft with Nate, we are drafting over on the NFC. We are drafting at 4 p.m. Eastern, $350 for a managed league over there. Link to that is down there in the chat. So you guys should come over, sign up, and play with us. We're really looking forward to it there. GM Chad just looked at the first few rounds of the 2024 wide receiver draft. Crazy ups and downs. Yeah, Jalen Polk is gone. Yes, Wentz converted that pick and then immediately got COVID. Yeah, very famous. Wow. I mean, is what is going on in this draft that I'm about to get Davante Adams at this pick? Lamar went early. Okay. I mean, hey. All right, that's a value hound. That's an awoo. Davante Adams at pick 57, giving us a start of Jonathan Taylor, Ken Walker, Chris Olave, Travis Etienne, and Davante Adams. That is some beautiful stuff right there. I'm absolutely loving that. Davante Adams, not a guy I am drafting like an absolute ton of, but at pick 57, I mean, that's how you get unique teams in fantasy football right there. That's how it's done. You just let the room give it to you, which is what I'm going to be happy to do in this draft. This is a bit of a value hound draft. ETN, Olave. We're about to be back up. God, do not make me take Brian Thomas Jr. You know what? I'm not going to. We're going to do something a little weird. But now that people are hip to Jadarian Price, now that you can't just get Jadarian Price in the 6th round, I'm going to do Drake May. What is my P-Wash take? Yeah, I'm sad to admit I am falling for the PSYOP on Parker Washington, not to the extent of taking him, too far ahead of average draft position, or like, in a lot of these high stakes managed leagues, like in this league that we're doing at 4 p.m. Eastern with Sammy and Nate, I am not going to be really advocating for Parker Washington right there. But I think it is unarguable at this moment in time that the team clearly views Parker Washington as a key contributor, that he probably is going to be their week 1 starting slot wide receiver. And so because those things are true, I think that frankly, it would be not even a little, it would be legitimately stubborn to be like, all right, man, well, we can't draft this guy. That's the issue. I think that it would just be stubborn. Like, I feel the same way about Burden, although Luther Burden did get shook up today at practice. So we need to be monitoring to see if something happened to Luther Burden. I mean, I'm hoping that it was nothing, that he just he just got his breath the wind knocked out of him or whatever. I mean, I would also slam all right, I knew I wasn't going to be able to get Ramondre there. I'm taking Josh Downs where I have him ranked. I have Josh Downs ranked well ahead of ADP. We're going to take him at 81 there. Marvin Harrison Jr. or Parker. I got Parker. Quentin Johnston or Parker. I would have had Parker Washington over QJ even before the PSYOP started, because I just don't love taking QJ. I mean, I could be very wrong about the QJ thing, because frankly, that offense could be so good. I mean, that's one of the things I am most scared about this year is the Chargers just absolutely stuffing it. I mean, that certainly is a thing that can happen this year. Yes, yeah. Where Josh Downs goes in the flock league, he might end up being like a 6th round pick in the flock league. Would Keenan signing with the Colts kill Downs? I don't think so, as we take Blake Corum here. I do not think that he would kill Downs because there was a good report today. My guy, I believe it was Benjamin Solak, who had been at the Colts training camp. Let me pull up the exact blurb so that I'm not making it up. This was from Benjamin Solak. All right. One key fantasy nugget: Josh Downs, more like Josh Downs Field. MPJ was a super reliable, dirty work player who could block out of the slot, yada, yada. He lacked big play juice, made sense to move on. The Colts do not intend to replace Pittman 1-to-1. Doolin, Westbrook, Keen, Treadwell are going to be big-bodied options who can play in 11 personnel and block. But as the Colts move away from 11 personnel in favor of more multi-tight end sets, there will be opportunity to line up Downs on the outside. To this point in his career, he has been a traditional slot wide receiver, 74% of his routes from the slot, second to only Demario Douglas. Downs can still get dropped into the slot in 2 receiver sets, but I'd wager we see Downs' slot rate fall from near league leading to the realm of Ladd McConkey or Wandale. That is music to your ears if you are a Josh Downs drafter, because that allows him to effectively be a 3-down player. His route rate can probably move up to like 80-85%. So that's pretty good. I think that Josh Downs, here's a good one. I mean, this is not a truth serum. This is just the truth. Josh Downs should be a 5th round pick in fantasy football. Josh Downs' real ranking of where he should be ranked, if we were not concerned with the way that average draft position has functioned this far, I think Josh Downs, I'll say this, not only should Josh Downs be ahead of Pierce, I'm ready to say he should also be ahead of Tyler Warren. And then we are going to nab, wow, all right, we're going to nab Michael Pittman Jr. here. I'm not that I would never take Xavier Worthy there, but I'm shook up. I'm shook up about the shoulder injury. Brooks, pick 89. I think I've taken him even earlier than pick 89, honestly. Washington and Kalar are guys I changed my news on that wasn't news related. Any other guys you've been up or down on? Just opinion changes? Well, let me make this pick and I will think about that, because I'm sure there are some. Oh, I'm going to take Romeo Dubs here. Bang. All right. Got it done. Got the May stack in. I think my opinion on Michael Wilson has changed, and it has not been just news related, but it's more been about the role that I expect him to play in that offense. I think Marvin Harrison Jr. is probably going to have to win one-on-one, and I think Michael Wilson is going to get some of the schemed stuff. I would say that's the line for me right there. I would put Downs with the Jordan Tyson PSYOP Washington tier of players. That's my real line on where I would put them. Let's go see where my quantitative has them. Let's go see where the quant has them. All right. So wide receiver projections, Josh Downs. He has got Josh Downs as the wide receiver 43, 110 targets. He's got him ahead of Mekhi Lemon and Worthy. He has him slightly behind Michael Wilson, but he's got him for 173 PPR points. Tyson for 188, Parker Washington for 187. So that's right about what I believe. That's right about what I believe. Nothing really happened to Kalar. It's just I think it's going to me, what we are seeing with Kalar is I actually do think the team is probably going to use him as more or less an every down player. So sometimes that's the way she goes. Give me oh man, if I get sniped on Tyler Shuck here, we're gonna have to throw out this draft. Please do not take Tyler Shuck, Vander. Dude, he's gonna auto draft Tyler Shuck one spot ahead. Dude, kill me. Come on, man. This is so pain just to watch this. Oh, he didn't. He did auto draft. He must have rankings in. Oh, he must have rankings in because he did not auto draft Shuck. That would have been unbelievable. Yeah, I guess not 5th round. I guess 6th round then, right? Because I would have him. I think my true mental model rankings would have him after Adams. I mean, I guess the funny thing that's true is like DJ Moore to me is like an 8th round pick. Like DJ Moore's production is so poor that I it's crazy to me that he goes there. But like I would definitely take Tate ahead. I would take Adunes ahead. I'd take BTJ ahead. Yeah, but I'd put Downs in there with Marvin Harrison Jr., Metcalf, definitely ahead of Pierce, ahead of Reid, ahead of QJ. So somewhere right in there. We're gonna take Keaton Missile on this team, and then we're gonna be done at running back. The vibes on TreVeyon Henderson, I wouldn't say are particularly great. Reports from New England Patriots training camper that he has still struggled with pass blocking. That's one of the big things keeping him off the field. Meanwhile, Ramondre Stevenson has done enough to keep the Patriots backfield workload at 50-50. Of course, everyone in the world can watch the New England Patriots and know what is self-evident, which is that TreVeyon Henderson is the much better and more explosive player. It's a lot easier to play. It's a lot easier to play, basically Ramondre Stevenson style guys in that situation when you're winning. When you're not winning, a lot harder to keep TreVeyon Henderson, the 2nd round pick from last year, on the bench. Ooh, looks like I am needed to do a clip for the Flock League. Let me go ahead and ping and say that I will do this very shortly. Mason, I will go outside and record a clip after this stream. Henderson might be so talented with limited touches that he delivers. Probably not round 5, though, right? Probably not round 5 for TreVeyon Henderson. I mean, Stevenson might be Samaj P. Ryan, fancy Samaj P. Ryan. They both went to, I mean, they were both graduates of the greatest school in the history of collegiate football, the University of Oklahoma. That much is certainly true. People forget, though, Samaj P. Ryan was viewed as a very high upside rushing prospect. I am not going to do another Saint here. I'm going to take Brenton Strange. I don't think I want 4 New Orleans Saints on a team. Am I mixing in any 18th round Mason Taylor? I'm not, because I think by the time you would really want to be using Mason Taylor's scores, the postseason, that should be the time that Kenyon Sadiq, even if he does start the season slower, is going to really impact Mason Taylor's playing time. I would legit rather take Colby Parkinson or Charlie Collar. Been studying for all my redraft leagues since like May, and all the guys I had my heart set on moved up way too much. Yeah, that's basically how it works. I mean, that's basically how redraft works, is the opening ADP is quite bad, and then a bunch of people make content, and then it ends up getting changed around, and you end up all the value ends up leaving the room. Wow, tight end is really thinning out, huh? Trey Harris, I actually like as a good wide receiver 6, which gives us a team of Drake May, Tyler Shuck, Jonathan Taylor, Ken Walker, Travis Etienne Jr., Blake Corum, Keaton Mitchell, Chris Olave, Davante Adams, Josh Downs, Michael Pittman Jr., Romeo Doubs, Trey Harris, and Brenton Strange at tight end. Davis, I drafted an honor review the other day. I went first 7 rounds with nothing but by week 7 players. GM Clay. What is the ceiling that Sadiq could be drafted next year? I mean, I think that Sadiq is... I think Sadiq could be like the tight end 7 next year. Kenyon Sadiq was a very good prospect. I guess it depends on how you evaluate tight ends, but the way that I evaluate tight ends, it's the one position where there is a clear relationship between relative athletic score and future fantasy points. There is also a clear correlation between just getting on the field and having receptions early, which Kenyon Sadiq did. There's a very clear correlation between being an early declare and future production. And the relationship between yards per route run also diminishes at tight end. So I am a lot less. I'm pretty interested in Kenyon Sadiq, and in fact, I would think that Kenyon Sadiq ends up being a pretty clear dynasty buy from me. I know we do best ball on this channel, but I would say whatever my ownership of Kenyon Sadiq is in dynasty right now ends up being higher next season. More news and notes. Michael Wilson, undisclosed, did not practice today. How about this? Rams tight end Davis Allen with a quad injury. I would really like to crack a Diet Coke. I might have to go upstairs and go get one. I'm still finishing coffee over here. This is definitely a tight end pick, and I think I know which tight end I'm gonna be picking. I think I know which tight end is on the board here. How about one Mr. Terrance Ferguson? Come on down, brother, at pick 177. What week 1 reveal will have everyone saying oops? My guess, J Rich, Kenneth Walker has like 22, 23 rushes in week 1, and everyone's going to go, "Oh, maybe we should have been taking him over Amari and Hampton." That's my guess. Another guess for me would be Kayshon Boutte leads the New England Patriots in receiving. Omar Cooper Jr. barely plays in week 1, and Adonai Mitchell is second on the team in targets. That's another one. I mean, there are a number of these, and of course, there are going to be many that are unpredictable for me. We need. Okay, wow, lucky break there. Ended up with a third quarterback. We do get Geno Smith as our third quarterback. GM. Yes, a Higbee touchdown week 1 would be insanely tilting. Why wouldn't Hampton have 50 carries through 2 weeks? You ever heard of a young man named Keaton Missile? Have you heard the good word? Have you heard the good word? The good word of Keaton Missile? Honestly, I did not look at. I only did like 20 dingers, so I did not look at any of my teams that got through. Likely is the exact same tight end he was last time he had a running quarterback and a bad OC. People are saying it more and more. Loveland puts up a tight end 1 overall week, and people wonder why they ever took a tight end in a bottom 3 offense over 22-year-old Kelt. Hey, Danny, chill on Bowers. JCM, I mean, that's not even an oops, Peter. Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt is going to have a 65% snap share week 1. You can pre-write your week 1 reactions article with that information in it right now. Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt is indeed going to play 65% of the snaps in week 1. This is 100% true. Javonte Williams was the big oops last year. That is exactly what I thought. Literally, my exact thought of watching Javonte Williams last year. As I'm watching the Cowboys game, the thing that I'm thinking is, oops. Oh, I messed that one up. Messed that one up pretty bad. And indeed, it was a big mistake that I had made. Pretty easy pick here. Tyquan Thornton just remains. You could not create a round 17, round 18 pick in a lab better. Oh, well, I took Keon Coleman. How did that happen? Producer, roll the clip back. How did that happen? I mean, not that it's the end of the world, but how did that happen? Producer? Hello, commissioner? Run that one back, please. Tank Bigsby will have 10 carries and 3 receptions in week 1. That would be fine by me, but I don't believe that one at all. And for my final pick of the evening, I'm going to make sure to click it. I'm going to get him over here in the queue. I'm not going to mess that one up again. I will be selecting Eli Raridon, who I think by week 10 is going to be the starting tight end for the New England Patriots. Making our final team, Drake May, Tyler Shuck, Geno Smith, Jonathan Taylor, Kenneth Walker, Travis Etienne Jr., Blake Corum, Keaton Missile, Chris Olave, Davante Adams, Josh Downs, Michael Pittman Jr., Romeo Doubs, Trey Harris, Keon Coleman, Brenton Strange, Terrance Ferguson, and Eli Raridon. What grade do we get from the flock tool there? A B. Fair enough. B- advancement. B+ ADP score, A- for uniqueness. That's all well and good. Let's go and hop in one of the brand new contests, a Pit Bowl 2, $20 to enter in this contest. Believe it is $100,000 to first place. 2 of 12, 1 of 6, 1 of 5 is the advancements there. Keandre Lambert-Smith will have 7 targets in week 1. I'm not buying that one. I don't think. Asking the UD moderator for a take backsies in the 17th round because you took Keon Coleman instead of Thornton would make the Ricky person roll over in his grave. I'm not going to record my video for Mason right now. I'm going to do it probably in about an hour because I have a great idea for it. So I'm going to wait because it's one of those that I actually have a good idea for, and I'm not going to do it. And I'm not going to spoil it. I'm not going to spoil the idea. Have I listened to Mania for Subjugation 4 yet? I have indeed. Here you go, brother. I have 13 minutes and 47 seconds left on Mania for Subjugation. An absolute, an immediate classic from Dan Carlin. Just an absolute jammer. The Battle of Issus. Cyrus the Great versus Alexander. Come on, man. You're absolutely not beating it. Yes, we are going to do the Mastiff with Discord members. I think that is probably going to be, Saturday or Sunday. I need to get a Google sheet for everyone to put their payment information in. But yes, we will handle. We're going to do a $1,000 best ball draft for all the people who are in the Discord who want to hang out. Yes, it is Flock League related. It's, and let's do Jahmyr Gibbs. Done. Bang. Is the Flock League draft live? It's just a video. Do you know if you've drafted an identical team yet? This would basically be impossible. I don't think even if you tried, you could draft an identical team. The total number of combinations of teams that you can draft is too infinite. Have I listened to Mike Duncan's podcast? I've listened to the History of Rome. I have not listened to Revolutions. I'm sure that Revolutions is awesome. Just have not gotten there. My downtime show of like if I don't have anything that I'm listening to is The Life of Napoleon, which is a crazy life. They did, yes. Hope Anumi did put the puppy in the bag. Yes, I'm gonna try to not auto draft these, but the answer is probably a lot of them are gonna be auto drafted, which is gonna hurt my overall advance rate, which is then going to let the best ball Palantir folks be very angry at me. But what do you want me to do, man? I gotta get the drafts in. All right. Jahmyr Gibbs at the 101, drafting with Big Papa Smurf, Viz 77, JP Sissel 9, J Beer, Jump Free, Barker, Jobin, my guy Jay Sarab, Dan, Pafon, Mushtagart, and Derby Rhino, having ourselves a nice little afternoon there. Some other news. Trey Benson had a flare-up in his surgically repaired knee. I think we are trending towards him being cut. Casey Concepcion is expecting to be fine after he injured his shoulder on Monday. Broncos head coach Sean Payton said there's no hurry to bring in free agent Taysom Hill. I would expect that one. I would expect that one to come very, very, very soon. Mike Evans' quad strain is very minor. I'll believe that one. I'll believe that one when I see it. Xavier Worthy and Cyrus Allen both today were at practice, but they were not in pads, so not a full practice for either of those guys, but back at practice. Does your strategy at the 2-3 turn change in best ball as opposed to redraft? I mean, I'm sure it probably does because I'm going to be a little bit more woke to taking one of the running backs because the running backs go a little bit earlier, so you're not even guaranteed to get Tuten. All right, let's do. I actually don't mind taking Jeremiah Love here, but we're going to do. I mean, honestly, probably just the very boring start. All right, we're going to do a Liam, guys. We're going to do a Liam. There you go. Liam says, I never do anything to get unique. There's a Jahmyr Gibbs, Rashee Rice, and Zay Flowers. Would I be drafting all these teams if you didn't have site credits? Would feel tough to. I mean, before I was ever had any kind of partnership with Underdog, I still drafted an insane amount of teams. And I guess I did not auto draft. I did not auto draft back then. I still auto drafted some of the mini schnauzers and things. The news on Shanahan seems not great. A hard time. I mean, if that is the reason that the San Francisco 49ers fail this year, I guess it is what it is. No, Jeremy Levine most certainly does not pay me a salary. I do not get paid anything. I love Terrance Ferguson, but he is just the Mike Gesicki of the Rams. I mean, yeah, basically. Yeah, he is basically the Mike Gesicki of the Rams. Available in the 18th round for a much better team. That is a common man way to get unique. Got to take Zay at the 1-2 turn. Should I start fading Rachaad White? I mean, do whatever you want. I don't think Rachaad White is a particularly good pick, but go with God, man. Do whatever you want. What do I know? Rachaad White could easily have like 80 receptions. Is there any news on the Commanders' backfield? I mean, I suppose whatever news there is would be related to Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt being more integrated as a pass catcher than anyone would have anticipated. I have a hard time with Kaytron Allen. I mean, he's fine. Kaytron Allen seems like a fine pick to make on August 4th. I mean, there's certainly a chance that he doesn't make the initial 53 and that they choose to keep Jerome Ford or Jeremy McNichols as their third running back because those guys are really good special teamers and good on passing downs. I could see that one, frankly, going either way. I don't know. JCM to me is like pretty obviously the pick there. But I've been wrong about these things before. Where do we watch the 4 p.m. stream? Well, assuming that this draft gets filled, I need you guys to go fill the $350 Football Guys Online Championship. 3 out of 12, 4 p.m. Eastern. The link to that to go sign up is right in there. It's right in the chat, so you guys can go sign up. That is over on the Matic Fantasy Football channel. So all redraft content is going to be on the Matic Fantasy Football channel. That is going to be the case for the rest of the summer, for the rest of the foreseeable future. This channel is for best ball content. I am going, oh man, I'm going to get weird here. This is going to be a fun draft, I think. Man, I don't know if I don't think I can take Lamar here. I think I'm actually going to let Lamar go. All right, we're going to do Swift, and then we're going to do Tuten. So giving us Gibbs, Swift, Tuten, Rice, and Flowers. It's for me, you take Lamar when Tuten, Swift, Henderson, Judkins, and Bucky are off the board. I think I'm sold on Goddard as a nice tight end punt option, and Smith and Lemon are both starting off with hamstring issues. I mean, Goddard, I think, is a good pick. I think Goddard is like a very good pick where he goes. What news has come out to raise Terrance Ferguson's ADP? Feels like the best upside bet in lay rounds. Who's Ford? I don't think there's been any significant news. Does NFC use League Save for money? I've never used it before, but when I signed up, I already had a balance. I believe they are partners with League Safe. Yes, I believe that is the case, that they are. Nothing better than your decades-long home league starting up. 100%. It's the best. It is the best. Can you speak to the part of me that started to get Mason Taylor in redraft multiple weeks last season? Why should I just not assume he gets a little bit better and has great value? I mean, it doesn't sound like the team is overly concerned about Kenyon Sadiq. It just means that he's more likely to give you some zeros at the start of the season. Mason Taylor is probably fine. Interesting to pull up Zay there. So I guess I think that Zay Flowers, I mean, obviously he and Lamar have very integrated ceilings. I would be curious what a sim style system would be. But my thinking there is basically just, I've already lost a little bit of projected points by pulling Flowers ahead of Pickens, Devonta Smith, Igbuka, those guys. So I don't want to lose more value by making another poor ADP decision later in the board. Yeah, I mean, basically, I don't think there will be any news that can skyrocket to Trent Ferguson because Colby Parkinson is still going to be the quote unquote lead tight end, right? I mean, like first snap of the season or whatever, Colby Parkinson is going to have his hand in the dirt, not Terrance Ferguson. So there are just some people who are not going to want to take Terrance Ferguson. And frankly, Terrance Ferguson is a very specific style of player in a very specific style, a very specific format. You know, I'm not going to have a ton of T-Ferg in redraft, I don't think. Although, frankly, it would not be that surprising to me if after week 3, you know, we've got Terrance Ferguson running 62% of the routes. What are the chances the BBM winner has already drafted? I mean, how full is the contest? 65, 70%. That's the odds. It's just such a big, nuanced, variant-filled sport and contest style that even having Malik Neighbors in the 4th or whatever, there you go, 54% chance the winner's been drafted. No, I would not be surprised if multiple Rams tight ends had good fantasy football seasons. I really wouldn't. Oh man. Well, here I'm about to get the sword put to me with this decision on Mekhi Lemon. I'm going to take Jaylen Warren, and I am going to take Mekhi Lemon. I'm not going to be worried about a hamstring injury on August 4th, even if I should. This is okay. This is an extremely, extremely funny comment because I have actually thought about this before. Like literally, what if in the very first Best Ball Mania, literally the first draft, right after the draft, imagine you go through the future, the multiverse, and that was the winner. So everyone else who spent all summer was wasting their time. What if your T for a glove is just redirecting you from the OG correct late? I mean, I still draft a lot of Gunnar Helm. I still draft an absolute ton of the Jester Gunnar. And frankly, Gunnar probably has a clearer path, but he's on a much worse team. Burden, Tuten, Keaton, Hunter, 3-4 neighbors, Brooks, Wicks, T-Ferg. It is the year of the slap. I am absolutely maxing the Eliminator. In fact, I have already maxed the Eliminator. Best Ball is simply the best Week 17 team. You're making some good points. Do I ever draft Best Ball in your dreams? I definitely have dreamt about Best Ball many times. Yes, Gunnar Helm. I have 329 Gunnar Helm teams, 507 Terrance Ferguson teams. So still a lot of Helm teams sitting in there. Is Jonnu dead? Does not sound like Jonnu is going to be playing this year. Haven't heard a single burble on Jonnu Smith. Some stuff from the Underdog account here. Executives and coaches rank Shedeur 35th out of 35 quarterbacks, one defensive coordinator. I'd sleep like a baby if I got to play him every week. Another executive. He's inaccurate at all three levels. I can't tell if he's going to get better, but there's a huge gap between him and competent quarterback play. Jonathan Brooks not playing in the Hall of Fame game. Oh, well, Jatavian Sanders, if any of you guys have been drafting Jatavian Sanders has an ankle injury and is going to undergo additional testing. That's a pretty big deal. The Los Angeles Chargers are not expected to bring in late offseason veteran wide receiver. So Keenan Allen not going back to the Los Angeles Chargers. Xavier Leggett got a stinger at practice today. That maybe is a little bit, I think Peter drafted him yesterday. So that's a little bit interesting. Am I capitulating to Big Kalar? Yeah, I'm drafting a little bit of Kalar. I don't care if it's disingenuous. I am doing it. We have talked about the Eagles hammies. I would say as of right now, I am not particularly worried about Lemon or Davante Smith, but it maybe does make Eli Stowers a smidgen more draftable. Okay. What are we going to do at this turn? I mean, I guess we plan on taking Mahomes and one of these wide receivers. 3 quarterback with this configuration is 17% historical advance rate. No qualifying running backs in this pattern. Yeah, we just took too many running backs early. All right, we're going to do Mahomes. And I mean, this is a Dipperino on Godwin, so we'll do Godwin. Oh, that's a lot of week 10 buys, though. That's fine. All right, so that gives us a team of Godwin, Rice, Flowers, Swift, Tuten, Warren, Lemon, Mahomes, and Christopher Godwin. Wicks, I think, is a very good pick. Yeah, I think Wicks is a pretty good pick. I mean, he's been a pretty good pick. Will Tuten rise above Brees? I don't think so. I do not think that Bhayshul Tuten will rise ahead of Brees. But he might rise ahead of my guess for where Bhayshul Tuten ends up in ADP is that he gets to where ETN goes. I think he'll probably flip Scadaboo, and so he gets in that ETN Javonte Williams Scadaboo range. That's my guess. What do you guys think? Do you guys think there will be enough ADP movement there for Tuten? I wouldn't think so. Could be though. Could be. I mean, I guess what do I do on this team for second quarterback? I think this team probably needs 3. A guy I'm trying to work in more on my portfolio right now is Harold Fannin, actually. Why would Tuten go that high? What's the news? I mean, he's just been the He's just been the best running back in camp. All the buzz on him has been positive, which you like. If Eli Stowers didn't look like a dork, he would be the tight end 16. How about if Jacob Sanderson didn't call him a twink? Jacob Sanderson called him a twink, and that really stuck. My still Montgomery over Tuten. Frankly, I have a very hard time taking Montgomery over Tuten, so that's probably the line for me right now. I prefer Tuten over Scat already. My guy Paul already had 35% Mason Taylor. Assuming every running back stayed healthy, who do I think the top 5 leading rushers would be? Gibbs, Bijan, Genty, Taylor, and Ken Walker. Assuming that every running back played all 17 games, I would go Gibbs, Robinson, Genty, Taylor, Walker. I think if Walker plays, how about this? I'm ready. Are you guys ready for hot take season? Are you guys ready for the nuclear? Kenneth Walker leads the National Football League in rushing yards per game. There you go. CMC, no. CMC, Christian McCaffrey last year, he will definitely lead the NFL in fantasy points if that happens. CMC last year, I believe, did not have a 100-yard rushing game. Never mind. He had 4. Still, 1,200 rushing yards. That's not his game. We're going to do Concepcion. We're going to do Concepcion, and we're going to do Jaden Higgins, giving us a 1-4-6-0. Mahomes, Gibbs, Swift, Tuten, Warren, Rice, Flowers, Lemon, Godwin, Concepcion, Higgins. CMC runs like Lieutenant Dan. Cohen saying Travis Hunter can just skim the spark notes for X and F wide receiver plays is very funny. Unclear if it's bullish, though. I've not drafted any Luke McCaffrey. Do we still believe in Andy to produce a good fantasy running back? Brother, I love you. But I need you to be so for serious, man. I need all the Kenneth Walker haters to be so fucking for real. You guys gotta be so serious, man. Andy Reid running backs are an absolute cheat code. It's just the running backs have been terrible. Do you guys know how bad the running backs have been on this team? Look at the leading rushers for this team. 28 and 29-year-old Kareem Hunt, 7th round Isaiah Pacheco, Darrell Williams. That's not Damian Williams. That's Darrell Williams. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and Damian Williams back in 2019. By the way, the last time the Chiefs had a good running back, young Kareem Hunt, he had 14 touchdowns through 11 games, and then he got waived for the domestic violence incident. I would say right now, Emmett Johnson would probably be the best bet. Exactly, dude. Tony, you know, if you know the name Sharkandrick West, you know, you are a knower of ball. You know how many fantasy points can come from that backfield. My bet right now for Walker handcuff would be Emmett Johnson. Kenneth Walker should go ahead of Genty, Barkley, and Hampton. I think I tend to agree. Tank Dell is the world's easiest click ever. He's Stroud's best friend. That I did not know. No, I mean, I would like Kenneth Walker a lot less if they traded for Tony Pollard. Yeah, I would like him a lot less. Isaiah, dude, 2 years ago, Isaiah Pacheco was a 3-4 turn pick, and that guy stinks. It's so awesome that Shadur is somehow the good guy in the Browns quarterback room. Well, the actual good guy in that quarterback room is Dillon Gabriel. Dillon Gabriel, actually a good guy. Like, factually true. Dillon Gabriel is a good dude. My family has met Dillon Gabriel, and he went to the same church as my grandparents, because my grandparents go to the Catholic church that's on the campus of the University of Oklahoma, and they said Dillon Gabriel is a real nice guy. Gosh, damn, that's annoying. All right, we're going to do Ward, and I'm going to do Denzel Boston, and we're going to send it even further. We're going to double up on Cleveland wide receivers. I got plans here. Taylon Green, I'm sure Taylon Green's a very nice guy. Emmett Johnson's going to smash. I liked Emmett Johnson as a prospect until he got to the combine and weighed 202 pounds and then was slow. I just drafted 2 wide receivers of this guy. Shadur Sanders, on if he's ever been in a quarterback battle before. Yes, I have. Me versus myself. Incredible content. Kenneth Walker averaged 4.8 targets per game in 2024. That was the only year of his career where he ended up really missing time. I don't know. I am going to be in the flock league. Yes, sir. If the curse continues, Walker and Mahomes are going to run into each other on a miscommunication handoff, and Walker's going to be out for the year. Brashard Smith is actually probably going to make the team because he is the best kick returner on the team. Any updates on Rashi's bum knee? Yeah, he is rehabilitating his knee. Very normal. Basically doing the same thing that everyone else is doing, coming back from a knee injury. Took my kid to go play mini golf. He was beating me after 5 holes, went back to my car, grabbed an ice cold yellow can Gatorade. Real shit. Is the best build for advance rate 3663. Historically speaking, I just use whatever so this tool that I have pulled up is just a database of all prior teams that have ever been drafted in Best Ball Mania. So I just use this tool that has the all the historical data in it. Been hearing hype about Alec Iomanner making plays. Then I read the article, and every huge pass comes from Trubisky. Can we get your live reaction on the blurb 8 minutes ago from Underdog about Travis Hunter? Sure. Yes, we can. There is no blurb. Wait, just the regular Underdog, not Underdog NFL? All right, regular Underdog 8 minutes ago. I got nothing. I got nothing on my timeline. You got to direct me. You got to direct me to the correct timeline, sir. Yeah, Tucker Kraft got taken off a pup last Thursday, I think. If Mike Evans plays for more than 4 weeks with the EMF, I will be shocked. No pun intended. That the EMF looks completely insane. Completely insane. I cannot believe how it looks. You watch a clip from practice and you're like, I wouldn't even want to look at that going to work every day, right? Like, it looks crazy. It's the Liam Cohen quote that Hunter only needs to know X and F or receiver calls from the playbook. I don't know, man. The Travis Hunter thing is so simple to me. Either you play the number 2 overall pick at wide receiver or you don't. Go with God on that one, you know. Am I drafting Jared Wiley? No, I am not drafting the tight end 3 on the Kansas City Chiefs. I am out on Jared Wiley. All right, well, I probably have to double tap tight end here. So let's do Helm, and let's do Schultz. And then I think we all know what I'm going to have to do with the next turn. Substation is actually becoming a big enough deal that I think it's a negative placebo effect, especially with NFL players being the dumbest guys alive. Well, I tend to agree with you because this is what these dudes see at work every day. This is what these guys, do you see this? You're going to work every day and everyone is telling you, Substation, man, I don't know about it. Literally, look at that, dude. That is what, imagine you went to work every day there, right? All right, man, I'm walking into work. This is what you see. You just see menacing power lines hanging overhead. And meanwhile, every day you leave camp, right? You leave work, you get in your car or you get in your Uber, whatever. You pull your phone up. Like, hey man, I'm gonna go see what people are saying on Instagram. I'm gonna go see what people are saying on X, the everything app. I'm gonna go watch TikToks. What do all the comments say? Substation, EMF. Do your own research on EMFs. It would be hard for me to imagine seeing that every single day and then knowing that every person I know and interact with has a thought on what I'm seeing and doing. I'm out. They gotta move. It does literally look like a military base. There you go. Pick 180 Terrance Ferguson. It's so over for us, man. It's like clocking into work across the street from the Monster House, and you're getting told every day not to worry about the Monster House while someone disappears at your job every day. It's crazy. For real, you got to plant trees. Well, actually, wait, no. I think Kittle was the one that said this, Jay Rich. I believe this was Kittle. It might have been someone else with the 49ers, but someone else said that they did plant trees around the substation and all the trees died. All right, now I got to go look this up. Trees, 49ers substation. There you go. There you go. The dead trees near the San Francisco 49ers practice facility fueled a viral conspiracy theory linking the substation to the team's soft tissue injuries. Indeed, yes, it indeed was Kittle. Indeed, it was Kittle. Kittle said they had trees around it, and the trees died. I mean, that's insane. Here we go. One of my teammates put it really well. Kyle Juszczyk, our fullback, said, as a professional athlete, you're always trying to get 1% better. And you're like, hey, if something's effectively affecting me negatively 0.25%, you'd want to know about it. Kittle noted the one thing. Hold on, I got to make this pick. We're going to finish this quote after I make this pick. I need a running back. We will take, you know what? We'll take Emmett Johnson. We'll take Emmett Johnson. I need one more tight end. I can get Pat Freiermuth. Lock it up. There you go. All right. Kittle noted that one thing, quote, messes him up is that during his rookie year, okay. I gotta bring this up so you guys can see I'm not making this up. Kittle noted the one thing that messes with him is that during his rookie year, there used to be trees between the facility and the substation, and the leaves at the top of the trees were perpetually dead. However, these trees were removed. I mean, I don't know anything about anything. You definitely do not want to get Davis Maddock scientific data. Like, absolutely do not listen to me about any of these things. It is crazy though. It's at least enough that I think it's in these guys' heads. It is absolutely at least enough that I think it is in these guys' heads. Where and how would it not be? If imagine you are, I mean, who's their one? Okay, imagine you're Demarcus Robinson and you're like, all right, well, Mike Evans has a hurt quad and Pearsall's out for the year and Stribling just hurt his hamstring and Christian Kirk just hurt his calf. Now, let me tell you, the absolute last person I want to hear weigh in on the 49ers substation is Aaron Rodgers and Pat McAfee. Let me tell you, I don't give a shit what Pat McAfee and Aaron Rodgers have to say about this situation. Yeah, 0%. Now, I need to remind all of you guys, I'm trying to fill this league. I need you guys to go over to nfc.sh.gn.com and go sign up for the draft at 4 p.m. Eastern time, drafting with Nate Noling, Sammy Reid. We are doing the Gilcast League. Sign up and draft against us. It's like mold in your house and you develop a cough. Exactly. Karma for voiding Ayuk's deal and holding him hostage. What if it was? What if it was release BA and it's all over? What if it was? All right. Well, am I going to have the courage? People are asking, am I going to have the courage to take Shedeur Sanders on this team? I think I will. Will Stribling be the clip player this year? No. The clip player is more or less confirmed to be Casey Concepcion. Will the Guildcast teams have well, frankly, I mean, I'd like to do multiple teams, but if we're not able to get these filled, then we're not going to be able to do very many. If we can't fill this 350 today, then we probably are not going to have a chance to do too many of these. C Young. Is that one Mr. Colby Young? I actually think I have taken him before. I will not be taking Shedeur in the Flock League room. My plan is to take Patrick Mahomes. My absolute plan is to take Patrick Mahomes in the Flock League. You know, we'll see. We'll see. Yeah. Oh my God, I got sniped. I got sniped on Shedeur Sanders. Okay. All right. Well. All right. Now I will actually take Tyquan Thornton. Imagine getting sniped on Shedeur Sanders. Ugh. That's tough. That was tough. If I ever go Keenan Allen, Xavier Thomas, and Colby Young, I mean, that's good. That's probably the darkest moment of the off season. All right. Let's recap this team. We have got Patrick Mahomes and Cam Ward, Jahmyr Gibbs, DeAndre Swift, Bhayshul, Tuten, Jalen Warren, Emmett Johnson, Rashee Rice, Zay Flowers, Mekhi Lemon, Chris Godwin, Casey Concepcion, Jaden Higgins, Denzel Boston, Tyquan Thornton, Gunnar Helm, Dalton Schultz, Pat Freiermuth. I call that the Spider-Man pointing tight end room. That was actually a pretty good team right there. Let's go hop in and do another Best Ball Mania draft. When is the last time you watched Marshawn Lloyd's college tape? Probably when he was a rookie, I would guess. Shedeur sneaking into round 17 is definitely a sign of the August apocalypse. I mean, that is 100% true. And just the three quarterback stuff has jumped a shark to some degree. Like the three quarterback stuff was based on historical data, but we are now doing it in a different environment. All right. Hey, drawn a 1.2 right here. What BBM is this? I think I've got 58 left. Wow, my guy Best Ball Noah, absolute UD crusher. Noah in the streets. Noah, are you in the EPL streets, brother? Do we have you drafting Jack Grealish yet? All right, 1.2. I mean, I tell you what. Now that you can't get neighbors at the 2-3 turn anymore, these picks, Bijan and Gibbs better score a bunch of points because the 2-3 turn does not feel nearly as cozy anymore. All right, we are drafting with Viz 77, Philly B, TR Smoot, Capitulate, love that, Topes 1, KYJ Smith, Sloppy Roethlisberger, Sock Muffin, Hawkeyes for Life, Kenny the Jet, and Jay Blizzards. Let's have ourselves an afternoon as we begin with Bijan Robinson. Does Emmett Johnson have any standalone value if K9 doesn't get hurt? The Chiefs would have to be significantly better on offense this year than they were last year. Now, I think that can happen, but if you don't think that can happen, if you think the Chiefs are going to be similar to how they were last year, I would not draft Emmett Johnson. I definitely think there is a good chance that I actually don't think this is that wrong. Do I think there's an edge to being the only 2 quarterback drafter in a room? Not for advancing. You almost certainly, like in every form of data, are going to advance more teams with 3 quarterbacks. Where you get the edge is in the postseason, when you just have another skill position player. Can I sell you on Mahomes for this season? He has never finished outside the top 10 in fantasy football quarterbacks in his career, and is being drafted outside the top 10. It's the most bankable points you will ever find in your life. Can't really imagine more. Like, does anyone really think Mahomes is going to be bad? Like, I can understand being like, oh, Mahomes, maybe he doesn't have the same ceiling. Maybe Mahomes can't win MVP, yada, yada. Does anyone really think that Mahomes is going to be a bad fantasy quarterback? I mean, I don't know, maybe. I'm sure some people probably do. I have a hard time getting there. 2-3 turns seems gross. I really worry about Neighbors' upside. I'm not really that worried about Neighbors, but a lot of people are worried about Neighbors. There are other people who are worried about Neighbors. I mean, 15 points per game is like worse than Sam Darnold, which hey, I don't know. I guess it can happen. Sam Darnold last season, 13.8 points per game, the quarterback 27. He did have games of 27, 27, and 22. I don't know. Rodgers is, I believe, my second most drafted quarterback, maybe my third most drafted quarterback. He's one of the most annoying human beings in human history, but he is priced pretty good for fantasy football. All right. Well, 1 pick away, Drake London goes, and please give me the chance to take Malik Neighbors. Please take Nico Collins. This is right, because this is right where I have Neighbors ranked. It's always an auto drafter, bro. It's always an auto drafter. All right, Malik, Neighbors, Bijan, and Neighbors. It's quite the start. The problem is the Chiefs have the rest of the division finally got competent coaches in front offices. Yeah, I don't know, brother. I don't know about that. I'm taking Jeremiah Love. I personally am not that afraid of Jeremiah Love. I want to take Neighbors over Rice to the 2-3 turn and redraft, but I don't know if I have the strength to do it. Why can't you just take them both? If you're at the 2-3 turn, why can't you take them both? It has to be the worst points per game by a quarterback that had the wide receiver one. Yeah, I mean, Stafford, actually, the Cooper Kupp year. So the year that Cooper Kupp won Offensive Player of the Year, Stafford was not nearly as good as people remember. Stafford had one of his best fantasy football seasons ever last year. It was the first time since 2021 that he had finished above quarterback 10. He was the quarterback 3 last year. So the 2021 year for Stafford, if we go back, he never topped 30 points and finished as a top 5 quarterback 1, 2, 3, 4. More times than I thought, actually. I guess I kind of misremembered that season. But to get back to the point, wow, Davante and Kayshon at 27-28 here. Things are Nico Collins at pick 29. Capitulate got St. Brown, AJ Brown, and Nico. I only have 1 pick at the 2-3 turn of Pickens. Pickens is very good. What pick position is most likely to be optimal this year? I mean, it's probably pick 1, getting Gibbs, and you just get the right combination of wide receivers at that turn, because the wide receivers available at the 2-3 turn are pretty nutty, and there are some teams This hasn't been very many teams, but like there are some teams that have Gibbs and Bowers together. Here, let me check the old combos tool. We'll check Bijan and Bowers. Because I bet that's I bet that's a combo that exists. 1% of teams, yeah. So there was definitely a time where you were able to get Bowers there. What would you say are the chances Nathaniel Hackett gets fired mid-season? I mean, it's definitely not zero, right? Is there a guy that makes the same leap as Pickens, not being able to separate? I think Pickens always knew how to separate. I mean, it could be Adunze is one of the guys where he's just like been a bad NFL player, but I could see him getting a lot better. Brian Thomas Jr., although Brian Thomas Jr. has already been a 1-2 turn pick, I could see Brian Thomas Jr. being like a second round pick next year. I got stuck next to an auto draft or story of my life. I will happily take Terry McLaurin at 47. All right. Let's do. I mean, I'll do some Dipperino here on Mike Evans. Yeah, I will do pick 50 Dipperino. Enlightenment. Here's the deal, man. I've given you enough times. You're starting to really annoy me. You're banned. You're in timeout, bro. You are annoying me. You're done. Luther Burden slow to get up after hit. Yeah, I've not seen an update. I've not seen an update on that. So I'm assuming that no news equals good news on Luther Burden slow to get up, or no news is he's dusted. Why is Jadarian Price stuck in the 60s? He's competing against a guy with a torn up knee in George Shalani. Michael, I couldn't agree with you anymore. I'm completely getting it. Seems like Burden's okay. No update on Burden here. Actually, here you go. Burden talking. Yeah, he's back. He's back at practice. Burden talking in the media here. Yeah, we're good to go. We're good to go on Luther Burden. Luther Burden III on a potential breakout this season. I expect to have a good explosive year. I feel like it's going to be fun to watch. High explosive plays, making people miss, scoring touchdowns, winning games, having a lot of fun out there with my teammates. What are the chances Charbonnet becomes the goal line back the second he comes back? It's probably, well, frankly, it really depends on how well Jadarian Price plays, right? Like if Jadarian Price is returning the average value of a first round running back, guess what? He's gonna play a shit ton. If Jadarian Price stinks, he's not gonna get to play very much. Yes, I am maxing the eliminator. I'm doing them all as slows, so I have 0 left. What is Stephon Diggs' ADP if he goes to the Commanders? He will go in the 70s. If he goes to Miami, he will probably be in the 90s, would be my guess. The issue with thinking that Price is going to, the issue would be that Sharps is just not very good. So Sharps not being very good means that if Price comes in and does play very well, I have a hard time seeing Price going to the bench. And hey, I've been wrong about these things before, but I am happy to take Jadarian Price when he is available to me. All right. So I just want to look up draft status. I want to look up all first round running backs since 2010 and see how many of them were like actual bust year one. How do I feel about Bears wide receiver depth this year? I think Xavier Thomas is pretty interesting for fantasy football. The concept of thinking a first round pick is going to be a guy. Well, I mean, hey, they did put Ken Walker on the bench for Sharps. Wow, a round 6 QJ, man. round 6 QJ. Don't think I've seen very much of that one. We're about to be at pick 71. I mean, I would no, that NFBC league should not be. It is 3 of 12. It is 3 of 12, Lou. Do you want me to send you the link again? It is the 4 p.m. Eastern draft on the NFC. There you go. Yeah, dude, I'm taking Mekhi Lemon again. I'm not scared. All right, so we've got Bijan Robinson, Malik Neighbors, Jeremiah Love, Terry McLaurin, Jaden Daniels, Tyler Warren, Mekhi Lemon. Did not have the opportunity to take Jaden Daniels on this team. Yes, so sounds like my guy Lou is going to hop in, but no, this league is not full. I'm very much hoping that it fills in the next 3 hours. A link to that is in the description. How good of a rookie would CH have been if Sharps was available? They did have Charbonnet available. His name is Damian Williams. They did have Charbonnet on the roster. All right, so hold on, let me change the criteria to FanDuel points because that mimics. FanDuel points are basically the same as underdog points. Oh, I guess they don't have it. All right. PPR points per game. All right, so this is all first-round running backs. The biggest busts were David Wilson, who broke his neck, Rashad Penny for the Seahawks, who legitimately didn't play, CJ Spiller, who was behind Fred Taylor, Melvin Gordon, who actually got the ball a ton, just literally did not score a touchdown, Mark Ingram, who was splitting with Pierre Thomas and Darren Sproles, Sony Michel, who was splitting with, my God, it's been so long, I actually forgot. Who was Sony Michel splitting touches with year one? Year one, he got 209 rushes and split touches with James White, Cordarrelle Patterson, Rex Burkhead, and Kenyon Barner. All right. Well, hey, that was something that existed. Travis Etienne, Ryan Matthews, Javed Best, CMC, Genty. I mean, I don't know. I don't see much of a reason to be down there. Blunt and White. That wasn't the Blunt year, right? Blunt was the next year. Can anybody sell me on JSN? He feels like the least likely to pay off his ADP. I mean, I think JSN is just a very good player. I would say if you were looking to make a case for anyone to fade or to be lighter on in the first round, I think the easiest cases are JSN and Jonathan Taylor. All right. We are coming up. We've got 2 running backs. If we get to 5, man, we spent a lot of capital on them. I mean, Dowdle, honestly, this is what is the Dipperino on Dowdle about here? I'll do a little Dipperino on Dowdle there as my running back 3. I guess he had a bad practice the other day. True. James White was the absolute PPR scam king. That's true. I don't think you can say CMC has to be a fade because of the substation, because he was practicing next to the substation last year and homeboy was fine. All right, and then we're going to take Purdy. So we have got Purdy, Bijan, Love, Debo, Neighbors, McLaurin, Evans, Lemon, and Tyler Warren. It's actually a nice little team here. Yeah, I think I saw this. Dowdle missed a pass blocking assignment or something, and then Aaron Rodgers yelled at him. Yes, Aaron Rodgers yelled at Dowdle in practice, and he dropped around in best ball. Shout out to my GOAT, Danny Woodhead, and Shane Vereen for paving the way for James White. I would say the 2 players who have been added and dropped in fantasy football the most of all time, truly the most of all time, are Shane Vereen and Lee Evans. Shane Vereen and Lee Evans, I would say. Those have got to be the most added and dropped players in the history of fantasy football. Shane Vereen never topped 96 rushes in a season. Did have seasons of 59 and 52 receptions. I think it's got to be, those have to be the two most added and dropped players in the history of fantasy football. Is it possible CMC is using the substation as a front for his vampiric health restoration, using his teammates as fodder? Absolutely. Wicks has not been around long enough, but of course, yeah, Wicks deserves to be part of that conversation. Lee Evans is the all-timer, though. Lee Evans had a 1,200-yard, 8-touchdown season and a 1,000-yard, 3-touchdown season. But let's go look at this 2006 season. Even in this 2006 season, there would have been spots where you would have thought about dropping him. Well, maybe not. I guess this season was really, really good. The 11 for 265 and 2. But he never returned to those levels in his career. Ooh, Taysom Hill. Yep. Sorry. I don't know. I don't know how I forgot my goat. My goat, Taysom Hill. Sammy Watkins for sure. I guess the thing about Taysom is that Taysom has also been around for a long time. The fact that Taysom has been on the team for so long is a big part of it. Barring any more injuries, do you think Stribling and Debo? I think Stribling and Debo's ADPs on Underdog are right about where they're gonna go. Yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, I ranked Debo a little bit ahead of this. Late stage Odell Beckham Jr. Yeah, there's been many of those. All right. We have got a 1-3-4-1. And then is this a Kittle team? Latavius Murray too. I mean, I guess if you're gonna take Kittle, this is a good team to do it on. Where you already have Tyler Warren. We can wait until round 18. There's not a quarterback here for me to take. The issue is do I want to set up another quarterback because I don't have another quarterback? Yeah, I'm gonna take Kittle. Kristen Michael. Okay, Kristen Michael way high up there. Yes. Yeah, Kristen Michael for sure. And then do I want to do JCM? I do want to do JCM. Yeah. JCM. All right. Purdy, Bijan, Love, Dowdle, JCM, Malik Neighbors, Terry McLaurin, Mike Evans, Mekhi Lemon, Tyler Warren, George Kittle. Kind of shaping up to be a nice little team. Isaiah Likely, except the issue is I don't think Isaiah Likely counts for this because the Isaiah Likely guy never drops him. I could be tempted. I could be tempted into doing one more draft. I could be talked into doing one more. How about this? If one person, if we get one more additional person to sign up for this 350, I'll do one more. How about that? Can we get one? This is so annoying, dude. I feel like last year I didn't have to do any of this. I didn't have to do any of this begging to get they just snap filled. There you go. There's always a likely guy. What kind of setback can you have with a hernia? Should be worried about Sadiq. I mean, I had actually not thought about that. What is the setback with a hernia surgery? I mean, I guess I would assume that it just is not healed properly. Now, I mean, please do not mistake me for a doctor, but can you get another hernia? So like, let's say you have the hernia procedure. Can it re-herniate? Because if I understand a hernia correctly, and I probably don't because I'm very stupid, isn't it like don't they like put a mesh net in? Yeah, there you go. The mesh can fail. Most likely abdominal muscle related. Yeah, they do put a mesh in. Okay. So I guess I would have never thought about it, but I guess that can fail. I don't know. I mean, I will say it doesn't sound great for Kenyon Sadiq. I wouldn't say it's like the most positive news of all time. So I'm not like I right now am not really drafting him. I would say I am not actively targeting him in fantasy football drafts right now. I would be not looking forward to doing that. All right, we're about to be at pick 143. I'm just going to take Daniel Jones because I've got the stack set up. And the setback with Sadiq is he was way overdrafted and won't be ready to contribute. Well, I mean, I'm not really drafting Mason Taylor either. Not really all that interested in drafting Mason Taylor, frankly. All right, I'm gonna take Denzel Boston again on this team. There's a little bit of spring news that I'm buying or summer news that I'm buying. I am buying that Denzel Boston looks way better than Jerry Jeudy. I'll admit it. I was drafting some Jerry Jeudy. I was like, oh, Jerry Jeudy, 8.5 fantasy points. All that, 8.5 fantasy points per game. It's like, yeah, man, maybe some guys are dust though. Like once some guys bite the dust, there's never a redustening. It just is what it is. No, watch this. I do not smoke weed. How many high stakes managed drafts do I plan on streaming in August? I mean, I'd like to stream plenty, but I can't even fill one. I've got one in 2.5 hours that won't fill, Scorpion. So I can't stream them if they don't fill. Tough scene. I'd like to do plenty though. The miracle is that we did get one Jeudy season. That's true. The Denzel Shedeur late stack looks beautiful on paper. Yeah, I mean, someone asked earlier in the stream, what's a situation where you're going to go, oops? How about realizing you drafted a ton of Cleveland Browns players and then you realize that you drafted a ton of Cleveland Browns players? How about that? That feels pretty bad, right? Like, oh man, I got Judkins, I got Dylan Sampson, I got Fannin, I got Concepcion, I got Boston, and then the games start, and you're like, oh man, I'm watching Deshaun Watson play football right now. I think this is the year we finally let go of some name recognition on these old wide receivers. I mean, there's plenty of them that get drafted, right? Jennings, Cooper Kupp, Calvin Ridley, Jerry Jeudy. Who else? I mean, Malik Washington's kind of a name recognition guy. Keenan Allen. I mean, this surely has to be the last year that Keenan Allen plays. People forget. People do forget Shedeur had a 35-point week. That's true. Yeah, that is 100% true. DJ Moore. Yeah, DJ Moore. DJ Moore is basically Jerry Jeudy, but being drafted in round 5 or whatever. I have not been drafting more Malik. I've been drafting more Greg Dulcich. If Malik Washington is your wide receiver 1, the answer to that is you should probably draft Greg Dulcich. All right. Let's do what do we do? Florida. I mean, this is a Dipperino on Tucker, actually. Full round Dipperino on Trey Tucker. And then that sets me up Mendoza. Yeah, I'll do that. Trey Tucker. Jalen Naylor bags at 0. If DJ Moore was on the Chiefs, I'd fall over myself to draft him. Probably, yeah. But Chiefs wide receivers score fantasy points. Bills wide receivers do not score fantasy points. So it'd still be based in reality. Dylan Sampson. Dylan Sampson is a good pick. Brock Purdy, Daniel Jones, Bijan Robinson, Jeremiah Love, Rico Dowdle, JCM, Dylan Sampson, Neighbors, McLaurin, Evans, Lemon, Boston, Warren, and Kittle. Pretty good team. Does Shedeur have the pedigree, though? Shedeur is just not... hey, I'm about to draft Shedeur on this team, but he is just not... He's not that good. He really is not that good. That is the issue. I wish he was. You know, people get this wrong when I say that a player is bad. I want good quarterbacks. I want, in my life, 32 NFL teams would have good quarterback play, good head coaching, good offensive coordinator. Every third wide receiver would be good. Every team would play their pass catching tight end ahead of their Dawson Knox, because that would make fantasy football way more fun, you know. But that's just not the way it goes. The Kansas City to Bills wide receiver scoring point is similar to the KC running backs versus Reeds. I guess that's fair. I mean, not that. I guess maybe I should reframe it a little bit, which is that the way that Andy Reid sets things up is guys are able to score fantasy points better than they actually are. Whereas the Bills scheme actually makes it that good players score less than they are worth. Like, I actually do think Khalil Shakir is a pretty good player, but the way that Joe Brady calls his offense and the way that the team distributes their touchdown. Kadarius Toney 8969. I really mean this truly. I'm always curious about this philosophy. You are always just so negative. You never have a kind thing to say ever. Why do you watch me? There has to be at least 10 other best ball streams live right now. Seriously. I mean, I bet if I go search on YouTube right now, I bet if I go search best ball, there's got to be 3 other people live right now. Has to be. There's so many options in your life. There's just got to be something you would rather watch, bro. Truly. I'm not even mad about it. I'm just serious, dude. There's got to be something you would rather be doing with your time, for real. Go read a book, man. It's a nice day outside. Come on, dude. Go call your mom, please. All right, man. Am I about to take? Oh man, I think I actually am going to take Shedeur on this team. No, actually, I'm gonna take Boutte. I watch your content so I can figure out who I want to fade. Man, don't draft Terrance Ferguson. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. All right. Do I take a third quarterback here? Do I just wing it again? I'm definitely taking a third tight end. Kaytron seems fine. Shedeur, Watson, Penix, and Tua. They definitely can, and they're probably all going to be good advance rate clicks. I'm actually going to take Evan Ingram. This was I didn't really see very many people pick up on this one. This was like a very small tweet I saw the other day, but it had me thinking, which is like, first off, Evan Ingram is not 100% drafted, and he's like pretty clearly a starting tight end. But Ben Albright, who a lot of people have varied opinions about Ben Albright, but he is at training camp every single day. And he does talk to the coaches. He sees the team. I got to try and see if I can find this tweet. It was a reply to someone else. Here you go. This was from Albright the other day, replying to a tweet that said, I'm a sneaky Evan Ingram believer this year. And Albright says, same, and I wasn't last year. So that had me thinking like maybe there's something with Evan Ingram. Evan Ingram, he might be the eyebrow raise. I mean, he is legit. He is legit like an every down player for a good offense that is going to throw the ball a ton. People forget Bo Nix led the National Football League in pass attempts last year. That was something in researching this offseason. You could have given me, I don't know, man. You could have given me like a lot of guesses, and I would not have got that Bo Nix led the NFL in pass attempts last year. Now, those are pretty fake pass attempts because a lot of them are like screens and stuff. Like if you go look at the 2025 Broncos, like a lot of these receptions, like 11 receptions for Dobbins, 19 for Beatty, 20 for Troutman. A lot of these were super close to the line of scrimmage. Like every Lucas Kroll target was right next to the line of scrimmage. Rank. I don't think I've got any player over 30%. I don't. I would be pretty surprised if I had anyone over 30%. Maybe T-Ferg is close. Maybe. Our quantitative has gotten you to Evan Ingram more than most. I'm gonna take Kalar just for me. Hey, Tim, hope you're having a great day, man. Hope you're seeing the sun. Hope you're having your best day, bro. Any viable round 18 scrolls? I mean, I like Keenan Allen. I do like Kalar. Jack Besh, I think, is clickable. Xavier Thomas, I think, is clickable. Brennan Thompson is clickable. Honestly, there are a lot of scrolls at running back. Ollie Gordon, Adam Randall, Isaiah Davis, Samaj Pirine, Giddens, and McGowan, I think are all legitimately viable. Am I confident that Tiefer gets more snaps than Parkinson? No, I'm not. I really am not. I don't. In fact, I think he probably won't. If you made me bet right now, who plays more snaps week 1, and I am gonna take Shadur. If you made me bet right now, I would say Parkinson plays more week 1. Final team: Brock Purdy, Daniel Jones, Shadur Sanders, Bijan Robinson, Jeremiah Love, Rico Dowdle, Corey Krosky-Merritt, Dylan Sampson, Malik Neighbors, Terry McLaurin, Mike Evans, Mekhi Lemon, Denzel Boston, Trey Tucker, Kayshon Boutte, Tyler Warren, George Kittle, and Evan Ingram. Jam. All right, I said I would do one more. I will do one more. One more ad for the league over on the NFFC, drafting at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central, doing a draft with the Gilcast guys, assuming that it fills, $350, $250,000 to first place. Please go sign up and come draft with us. Not like he was ever alive in the first place, but is Jarquez Hunter completely dead? I've literally not heard his name. He's not even, Mike Clay doesn't even have him projected. Yes, I will be maxing on DraftKings for sure. I think I have 40 more drafts left to do on DraftKings, so just about done over there. Is Zachariah Branch the clear number 2 wide receiver? I would say right now, the team probably thinks it's Jahan Dotson, but Zachariah Branch is better than Jahan Dotson, having a good training camp. And I really like Zachariah Branch as a prospect. A lot of other smart people really did not. A lot of other smart people said, guy basically stinks. All he does is do screens and things. I disagree, but I've been wrong about these things many, many, many times. All right, we are drafting in Best Ball Mania. We are drafting with John Bردano, King Calorie, Shark Tiger, Bite 21, Sloppy Roethlisberger, Nosy Dave, Wookiees, D Vandy Bro, Sequin 1280, Prize Picks Goat 24, and Kenny the Jet. I'm drafting at the 11 spot. Let's have a smash here. What tournaments do I play on DraftKings? Pretty much all of them. I mean, I probably won't do one in the 555, but I'll put entries in most of them. Thoughts on T Ferg's ADP by the end of summer? I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, he's definitely going to continue to rise. There's probably a ceiling on how high he can rise without a specific blurb from Sean McVay, or I mean, if, Colby Parkinson got traded, Colby Parkinson got cut, Colby Parkinson got injured, then there could probably be something that goes on there. Why does no one ever mention that Super Bowl MVP Deion Branch is his pops? Is that true? I did not know that about Zachariah Branch. If that is true, I've drafted a lot of Zachariah Branch without ever knowing that. The thing that I know about Zachariah Branch was that he was like a giga mega 5-star prospect. He was ranked number 6 nationally by ESPN, and he was the top wide receiver of his class out of high school. Yeah, he is not Deion Branch's kid. Quick Google would indicate that Zachariah Branch is not Deion Branch's kid. So, Capola. This is what I've said. Guy who only catches screens seems to go well with Tua Tagovailoa. Mr. Screen Thrower himself. All right, well, probably going to be a Genty team here. He's Deion Branch's cousin. The main reason they don't say it is because it's not true. So I think this is why he got drafted in the 3rd round, is because he's like a crazy sick punt returner and kick returner. All right. Well, Genty it is. Fine by me. Happy to start a team with Genty, and happy to start a team with Kenneth Walker, the old Genty Walker start. That's got to be one of my most drafted combinations. I'm not even motivated to draft BBM with 4th round neighbors teams. Yeah, I gotta say, I'm not with this line of thinking at all, because none of this has ever happened. Oh, teams with Tyreek Hill, super late, did not win. BBM 2. I mean, there's just you can think of all the examples of this, of a guy being a huge riser where guys got him cheaper. That guy has never showed up on a BBM winning team. Doesn't mean that you shouldn't be thinking about it. You can think about it, and you can try and more smartly construct teams if you want to take Malik Neighbors. But there are ways around 4th round Malik Neighbors. Like, what if I told you right now Malik Neighbors in the 4th round had a 22% advance rate, but he scores 11 points in week 17? Then what do? You still don't want to draft? You still don't want to draft at all? I do remember this, to the point that I was convinced about it when people were saying that Denzel Boston was David Boston's dad. Wow. My guy, Mr. Betts, 38% neighbors at the old price. It's true. Genty Walker is the ball knower start, Andrew, which means you're a ball knower. You can own a nice plane, but after you take off, can you land it? So wise. Wisdom being dropped here today in the channel. You'll love to see it. Drafted a lot of teams today. Gotten through a good amount of teams, but still have not filled this league. I mean, this is basically, for someone like me, this is the most annoying thing, because like I've got this scheduled out. And so now this is like ruining my day, because now I have like my work plan for the day and my work plan for the week, and it included filling this draft, and this draft is not going to fill. And so now I'm going to have to mess my whole workflow up for the day. You really hate it. Mason Taylor, a sneaky best ball pick. He's fine. I don't know. You guys really want to be clicking Mason Taylor? I would rather choose the click that could be anything, even a boat. So, I'd rather click Eli Raridon. Is it stupid to take Genty before St. Brown, CMC, and JT? I would have a real hard time. I would have a real hard time clicking Genty before CMC, I think. I have never made a video for beginner content creators. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff about how to create content out there. I mean, frankly, the biggest thing is if you want to create content, if you want to do what I do, if you want to do what Pete does, number one thing to do is just to start doing it. You learn more by doing than you will from having any of us tell you anything. Because you're going to make your own mistakes. You're going to learn. Like there's so much latent information in all this stuff that you pick up just by doing it. Yeah, we'll take T. Higgins as our top wide receiver here. Genty, Walker, Higgins to start. I will not be picking artisanal Malik Benson in this draft. I won't be. And I will take Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson, a guy, my guy, Amron St. Brown, did Peter's show yesterday. And when he hopped on Peter's show, he made the point that, which is actually true, Ron is a Jets fan who did not draft any Jets last year, but is drafting a ton of Jets this year. He is drafting a ton of Brees and a ton of Garrett Wilson. So that was enough to make me interested. No, I do not have a promo code with the NFFC. I don't. I do know that if you do 3 teams, there's a discount right now that I think goes away a little bit closer to the start of the year. So if you buy the 3-pack, you get a discount. I have made my own projections in the past. I've not made my own. I actually had grand plans. This is actually true. I had grand plans to make projections this year. I built the spreadsheet out. I did everything I needed to do, and I was ready to start working on it. Then Underdog released a soccer tournament. So they released EPL Best Ball. And when Underdog released EPL Best Ball, my streaming hours, my content hours went to building this tool right here. So I built this here. Let's see if I refresh. It might not even be working right now. Yeah. So I built this draft helper tool for EPL Best Ball. So the project of doing my own fantasy football projections went down. If my quarterback is Justin Fields, I would avoid everyone too. Pete has marketed himself very well. He's very funny. Yeah, I mean, Pete is the GOAT. Pete is he's the absolute king, right? I mean, he's a legit 101. He's the GOAT. Where do you even start making your own projections? So where I started, I made this whole spreadsheet. So back in the day when I worked at Daily Roto with Drew Dinkmeyer and Michael Leone, and I was on the projections team with those guys then, I actually had a old spreadsheet that we all worked together on. So what I did was I downloaded the whole old spreadsheet. I gave it to Claude and I said, hey, I want to update and make a 2026 version of this. Then I put the Mike Clay projections in. And then I said, this is the base that I want to start working off of. And so you start adjusting market shares and efficiency from there. But the stuff that ETR would be doing right now is it would bend your brain to see how hard they are working on stuff. Do I think the field gets sharper with the help of AI to build these tools? I would guess, honestly, most people are not, they do not know what they're doing, and they are building clod slop. I would guess a lot of people are going to be led in a very bad direction with the use of AI. I'm going to take Jadarian Price in the 5th round. I don't care. I'll take Jadarian Price. I would guess that a lot of people are doing a bad job of them. And I'm also going to take, you know what? I will take Carnell Tate instead of Jordan Tyson. So the reason why I think that you can include someone else's projections, it's basically the equivalent of market baking. Some people do origination, like they do everything from the ground up. Like Cardi, I believe, does his projections from the ground up. But the reason why, if you were trying to create your own projections, why you would import someone else's would be to have a baseline to start working off of, and to have all the statistical categories, right? So you have carries, you have ADOT, or you have league average passing yards, you have all these things. Yeah, Gretsch does include ADOT in his projections. I mean, Gretsch, the work that the ETE guys have done on their the projection podcast is very cool. Buddy, not only do I remember Sharkandrick West, I remember Spencer Ware. Besides your home league, how many managed leagues do you do? I'm doing a bunch of Boomer Yahoo this year. I do between 30 and 50 managed leagues, depending on the year. Jonathan Brooks not playing Thursday. I mean, I would say slightly lean on it being bad. Slightly lean on bad. I would like to see him get tackled. It's true. Niall Davis is the real one. What Claude subscription, if any, do you have? I have Claude Max. So it's the $100 a month one. When I was building the slap model, I used Claude Max Plus, which is the $200 a month one, because I just wanted to get it done. Whenever I try and build anything, for like most people, I would say the $20 Claude is good enough. Like $20 Claude is fine. But if you were trying to build a sim-based tool for anything, getting a little bit of extra money in there is probably fine. The Hall of Fame game never has any actual players in except for Josh Jacobs. Do you remember Josh Jacobs started the Hall of Fame game? You remember that? How about I just want to see Jonathan Brooks get tackled one time? How about before we start taking Jonathan Brooks in the 6th round, I see him get tackled once? Can I request to see Jonathan Brooks get tackled one time before we take him ahead of Jadarian Price? KLS was in the Hall of Fame game. Yeah, caught a touchdown in the Hall of Fame game. I think if you built a projection model as a spreadsheet and not as a like R dash project or whatever, I think the $20 sub would be fine. If you want to get, I posted the EPL thing in the Discord. And if you want to be in the Discord, all you have to do is spend $5 a month to be a YouTube member. $5 a month gets you in the Discord. It is basically the best Discord in fantasy football, I would say. And you know what? There is no second best either. There is no second best. I'm taking Downs here, bro. I don't care. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of Josh Downs. I'm really not. Hey, it's going higher. Yeah, I actually have noticed this as well. There's been very little buzz on Elijah Surratt. Very, very little buzz on Elijah Surratt. All right, I'm going to use, actually, you know what? You know what, dude? I don't care. I don't care if Jonathan Brooks gets tackled. Pick 86. Pick 86. Is best ball week next week? I don't know. No, it's not. Best ball week is not going to be until significantly later. I believe they are saving best ball week for the final week in August or the first week in September. When I signed my contract with DraftKings for this year, they had not determined when the final week would be. It's fine. It's fine to take him in the 8th round before seeing him tackled. Yes, 8th round is fine. Bets Baller confirming I've truly enjoyed the Discord. I wouldn't lie. I wouldn't lie. And frankly, to be real about it, if you're gonna have bad vibes, we honestly don't want you in the Discord. Bad vibes in a Discord are brutal. So if you are gonna have bad vibes, we actually don't want you. Yeah, Brooks going in the 130s and 120s. I mean, brother, I can show you things about Jonathan Brooks that'll make your eyes bleed. No update on the drafters reload bonus. Let me text him. I'll text him right now, bro. I will text my I'll say people are asking pretty much every 10 minutes about the reload bonus. Hey, Kadarius, if you wanted to come in and have good vibes, we would be happy to have you. We really would be happy to have you. But if you're just gonna be really what it is it's more like if you're annoying, because it really is it's a nice harmonious atmosphere where we just talk about fantasy football 24/7, and ruining the harmonious atmosphere, it's a foul. All right. I gotta pull up my average Jonathan Brooks ADP. Currently, right now, I have 238 Jonathan Brooks teams, and my average pick of him is 20 spots of ADP value. So I'm happy with that. What has Brooks done to be drafted over Hubbard? Yeah, I mean, basically it's just people are over Hubbard. That's honest. I mean, that's all it is. All right, man. What's my plan at quarterback here? I'm actually going to take Gainwell and then just be done at running back. The Flock Best Ball tool does not do DK drafts, but it has all the overlay tools. And then I am going to do, you know what? Let's just take Mayfield, man. Let's take Mayfield. Network error. Okay. All right. We're good. Mayfield 110 is fine. Do I feel bad about the $3 of Chris Brooks I own? Yeah, I do. Well, $3 of Chris Brooks or $25 of Raheem Blackshear. What's worse? What is worse? Scorpion, the Survival Tournament. I agree. It is an insanely cool tournament. It is over on Drafters, and it is similar to the Eliminator contest. 25% of the field gets chopped every single week, leading down to a 125 person final. Very, very cool contest. I've been drafting a ton of these on stream. My plan was to get to one today, but I'm a little bit behind in BBM. But if you want to use promo code Davis over on Drafters, supports me, supports the channel. GM Jordan. Trey, I think Treylon Burks actually seems like an okay pick right now. Seems like he is maybe trending towards being a starting receiver for the Commanders right now. I think that's fine. Yeah, it is a very cool contest, and you can get a 100% deposit bonus over on Drafters using promo code Davis. So if you want to go get in the survival contest, you can. You can use my good name to get the door. Drafters does do slows, and I believe Drafters is allowed in Rhode Island in my memory. Drafters does do slows, and I think you can play in Rhode Island. GM Don, you have been gone for a while, man. We've been missing you around here. Hope you've been enjoying your summer. No DK today, Philly. No DK. I have to go outside after this and go film a clip for the Flock League. And then I got to go to this Woolcast. Which two teams do I have the most ownership of? 62% of my drafts have a Kansas City Chief, and 55% of my drafts have a Jacksonville Jaguar. Have you been golfing? That is a how rich right there. That is a how rich. The Keaton Mitchell steam, it was always coming. Keaton Mitchell steam was always coming, and the Terrance Ferguson steam was always coming. And I hope I get my props from Jacob Sanderson and Pat Kerrane. Josh Downs is a really, really good real life talent. He honestly is very, very good. All right, we are up. I'm going to take Stephon Diggs because I always take Stephon Diggs. 131 is such a steal. Dude, you got a shell for the Hall of Fame game yet? I got to check with my quantitative Cody Main on that one. And then I'm going to take Cam Ward. I kind of want to take Chig at this pick, but I'm going to take Ward. So we've got Mayfield, Ward, Genty, Walker, Price, Brooks, Gainwell, T. Higgins, Garrett Wilson, Carnell Tate, Josh Downs, and Stephon Diggs. Is the Swolecast your most profitable stream? No chance. No chance. My most profitable stream is none of them. You guys would be surprised how little money is made for me sitting down at my computer streaming to 404 of you. So if you signed up for a membership but haven't gotten Discord access yet, first off, all you have to do is link your YouTube to Discord and it will do it automatically for you. Sometimes if you do it on your phone, it doesn't exactly link. So I would do it on a computer. If you try it a couple times and it doesn't work, then you should send me a message. If you send me a message on Twitter or on Discord, I can generally get you in. Had to troubleshoot a couple times. Do you use BBMDB to check the ratings on your teams? I would if I could, but because I always have some clod slop attached to my underdog, it doesn't work. So I have, at any given time, I have like the Flock overlay attached. I have my EPL best ball helper attached. I had an MLB best ball helper or an MLB BR tool. Like I'm always like working on a project, and it messed up. BBMDB basically does not work for me. I tried to troubleshoot it with PD, and he was like, I don't know how to help you. But I'm sure it's cool. I'm sure it's nice to be able to check your teams in real time. What 3 teams are the best teams to draft for best ball? I don't know. Whoever has good matchups in week 17. Gosh, this NFFC is really 3 of 12. Tough scene. Well, for anyone watching this stream later, I hope to see you guys in the 350 at 4 p.m. Eastern time. If not, whatever. Are those accurate draft grades, and what are they based on? So these draft grades are from the Flock Fantasy historical tool. It's based on your historical cohort of advancement, your team's score relative to average draft position, and then how unique the combinations are. Hey, Tyler, I almost sent you the StreamYard. Are you Tyler, can you hop on a stream right now? Tyler, if you can hop on a stream right now, I'll send you the StreamYard. All right. What do we do? What do we do right here? Dude, is this a Jalen Naylor team? Bryce Young and Brooks? Bryce Young and Brooks is kind of heat, actually. Let's do that. Bryce Young, I bet I have like none of that. Bryce Young and Brooks, why not? Shout out. Okay, never mind. I will ping you soon. Cuz I want to talk to you. I want to talk to the potentially unjust loser of So You Think You Can Tout. Let's do. Oh well, I was gonna take Brenton Strange, but I guess not. I guess we're gonna take Juwan Jennings, and we're really gonna have to patch it together at tight end. You can be in the next draft if you sign up for Underdog Fantasy using code Davis and then register for the draft in time. It's never a Jalen Naylor team. I guess sometimes you're just gonna lose. I guess sometimes you're gonna lose a tight end. Mayfield, Ward, Young, Genty, Walker, Price, Brooks, Gainwell, Higgins, Garrett Wilson. Dude, I probably should have taken a tight end there and saved Geno to be the third. Bryce was probably a bad pick right there. Josh Allen connected on a bomb to DJ Moore for a 50-yard TD. Perfect ball into triple coverage, and Moore made a great catch. Yeah, it's probably done because I gotta go film a clip after this. Does the Chiefs winning a Super Bowl and Mahomes MVP? I don't know. I don't know if the defense is good enough. I don't know if the receivers are good enough. You know, Brett Veach has just not made a ton of good decisions. Very, very few good decisions, actually, from one Mr. Brett Veach. Actually, terrible decisions. What is the biggest piece of camp news for you so far this season? I don't know. What has been the biggest piece of camp news for me personally? The issue is like everything in camp news has mostly been what I thought was going to happen. I guess Keaton Mitchell getting passing down work. I don't know. I guess if DJ Moore beats me, he beats me. Oh, we got a super chat here. Trade Alec Pierce and Dylan Sampson for Corum and Brooks. Yes. Yeah, I'm not an Alec Pierce guy. Yeah, Keaton's team has been nice. Neighbors being healthy. I was drafting a lot of Neighbors at the old price. Although it's kind of annoying that the price immediately changed. There was not enough time to adjust and draft cheap Neighbors, which was a bit of a bummer. All right, we definitely need to take tight ends at this pick. Honestly, probably 2 tight ends at this pick. We are on the clock. I'm going to take Gunnar Helm. Wait, no, I'm not on the clock. I'm 2 picks away. I'm on the clock on a different tab. Yeah, Bryce, I don't know. I kind of just lost my mind right there. That was not my finest effort taking Bryce. I guess I did like that stack. All right, Gunnar Helm. Anytime you can take Gunnar Helm as your tight end 1, you got to do it. T-Ferg went at 169, so I didn't even have the opportunity to take him on this one. Feel like that's probably going to keep happening, where I just do not have the ability to take Terrance Ferguson, which maybe is good for me at the end of the day, right? Maybe at the end of the day, that's what I need. And then I am also going to select Cade Otton at this pick. All right, Dulcich goes. Kaytron. Bang. We'll see when the season actually starts, but you've been right on a lot of the big movers. Yeah, but I really shouldn't get too much credit for that, because the reason why I am right about these things is because I pay attention. Like, this is my job, and I read all the stuff, and I know what the coaches are saying. I know, like, I feel like there's kind of this thing that happens in fantasy football where a lot of the people, until training camp actually starts, they tend to think of these players, what is the right way to say this? Kind of like in a vacuum, and they're not placing them in the context of the actual team and the actual season that the team is going to have, and what the offensive coordinator and what the coaches are trying to accomplish. And if you're not fully in the spreadsheets like that, then and you're more tuned into the reality, then you're probably going to be ahead on someone like Keaton Mitchell. Like, Keaton is probably a lot of math-based drafters are probably not drafting Keaton Mitchell. Like, what is here? What does Mike Clay have Keaton for? Chargers, Keaton Mitchell for 64 PPR points. Like, he's basically undraftable. And so if you're thinking of Keaton Mitchell as basically undraftable, yeah, you are going to be taken by surprise when the first clip that the Chargers post of training camp is a 40-yard bomb to Keaton Mitchell. Best, most fun book you've read in the last couple of years? I read a very fun book. I mean, it's not a particularly great book. So a quick read. You could probably read it in an afternoon. It's called the 39 Steps. It's by this Scottish guy. It's kind of like the OG James Bond. I read that the other day. Very good. Yeah, if you want a fun read, that's it. Highly recommended. There was a wanted poster. That's true. Yeah, or even like T-Ferg. Like, again, like a spreadsheet guy is not going to be able to draft T-Ferg. It just doesn't make any sense. And that's not to say, hey, guess what? Like, I'm wrong about shit all the time, dude. I'm gonna, you know how many things wrong I'm gonna get this year? It's gonna be insane. There you go. People are saying 39 Steps is a good movie. I didn't even know it was a movie. Huh. Now, do I take Kalar or do I take or do I take Evan Ingram? That would leave Gunnar Helm as my only tight end that week. I think I am gonna take Kalar. It's true. It is a good thing that Ben Gratch put us all on Keaton. All right, I am gonna take Charlie Kalar. Anytime you can take Charlie Kalar as your third tight end, you gotta do it. And then final wide receiver here. I mean, it's gonna be Keenan. Keenan Allen. Wrapping us up, Baker Mayfield, Cam Ward, Bryce Young, Ashton Genty, Ken Walker, Jadarian Price, Jonathan Brooks, Kenny Gainwell, T. Higgins, Garrett Wilson, Carnell Tate, Josh Downs, Stephon Diggs, Juwan Jennings, Keenan Allen, Gunnar Helm, Cade Otton, and Charlie Kalar. Love to see it. The black marble will now be referred to as the black stone. Hey, that's a ball knower. That is a ball knower. All right, man. Yes, I am also so ready for this draft with Sammy and Nate later, but we got to fill it. So I'm begging you guys, please head on over to the NFFC, sign up for the Beat Davis Matic at 4 p.m. Eastern time. I will be back with you guys there. Make sure that you like this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and I'll be back with all of you guys tomorrow. Peace.